What's going on, everybody? We are back. Another Not Cool in High School. I'm going to be doing a movie review. We're leaving here momentarily to drive to our favorite theater here in Pennsylvania. It's like a pretty nice drive, too. It's pretty far away. But we go there because it's a Cinemark, and it's really nice. And the seats are comfortable. The theater is beautiful. And it's my favorite place to go. So that's where we're going. We're going to go to our local Cinemark, and we're going to go see the new Disney Snow White. We're taking the girls, myself and Lily. They're here watching me record. It's really, really uncomfortable. Yeah, they're staring right at me. But we're gonna go see the new Snow White. This is our second time going to see movies together, but this is the first one I'm gonna be recording. Maybe we'll add some extra stuff like vlogish style to this video, so you guys can see our music, our theater, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna go see Snow White. I'm gonna quick watch the trailer, and I'll be back to let you guys know what I think of the trailer, my anticipation for it. I'm somewhat of a fan of the original. I like the original up until the evil witch is involved, and then I'm out.
The evil
Queen. When she's the old raggedy looking witch, I'm into it. The hag, I'm into it. The apple scene's cool, and then once all the I guess the climax on, I didn't like that part of the Snow White movie. I liked when she stumbles across the dwarves, the evil hag gives her the apple, and then that whole thing. I don't know, it kind of falls off for me. So there's some rumors that they changed the story, and there's some controversy to this movie. I will watch the trailer. I'll be back momentarily to give you my take, and then we'll get out of here, get on the road, and go watch it. So give me 1 second. All right, I just watched the trailer, and first off, Disney, how fucking dare you? It is Snow White, not Snow Spanish. I don't care. So I guess the term Snow White was because she had the fairest of white skin. Who gives a shit? I really don't care. I don't think. Here's my take, and if the character is rooted in culture, as if the Black Panther comes from an all-black nation of Wakanda, then yes, the Black Panther, he's culturally made a black character. I think some of these characters don't need to be white just because we're preconditioned for them to think they're white. Just because her name's Snow White doesn't mean she has to be white. I don't know. I don't get it. If that's your hang up, I'm sorry. Sorry to trigger you, but I don't care. I don't care that she's white. She's not white. I think she looks cool as Snow White. I think the dress looked cool. I think cinematically the movie looked cool. I don't remember a lot of Snow White after watching the trailer, so I don't know what's changed or not. I'm going to be honest. Did she, Lily? How into Snow White history are you? Did she go into?
It was the very first Disney movie to come out in 1920.
It's the first animated classic. But did she run into the forest because the queen was trying to kill her?
The huntsman was trying to kill her. She enchanted a huntsman to kill her, and then he stops himself and is like, run away.
But she didn't know the queen? She didn't live with the queen? Or
no, she knew who the queen was. The queen was her stepmother. Her dad passes away, and then one day she comes to the age that she's the fairest in the land, blah, blah, blah. The huntsman takes her out.
I don't remember any of this.
It was so because it was Disney animated, it was very quick. So it was we're just going to gloss over this and then just get to the part. But he literally has the knife and is getting ready to put it in her. This is in the animated one, in the original. And he goes to do it, and she sees the shadow or something and turns to look at him and is like, oh my God, so surprised, and he stops himself. He starts crying. He's like, I can't, run away. It's the queen, run away, and so she just runs into the
Gotcha.
woods.
I don't remember the whole queen backstory with Snow White. I will say there's one thing, I guess, with the controversy I do agree with, and I know there's two sides to this, and I am open to being wrong or open to listening to the other side of the spectrum, but I wish they would have cast real people to play the dwarves. I don't think those roles go out very often to little people, and I think this is a movie that you would want big actors to play or get new actors to play the dwarfs. So yeah, I don't like them all being animated. I think it's kind of a shitty cop-out. I'm not a fan of it. But here's the thing too. from what I'm looking at the trailer, unless seeing them more on screen, I'll identify more with some of them. But like, each dwarf in the animation had a unique look, looked like that, and I feel like they didn't make them look. They just made them look like your traditional, like, they have beards and glasses dwarves, and I don't see like the identity to each character like you see in the animation. So maybe, hopefully, that changes my opinion a little bit when we go into it. I hope that they look more closer to the animation, and maybe I'm wrong with my take there, but that's my only gripe, is just the animated dwarfs. Everything else looks kind of dope. Like I said, I'm not a huge Snow White fan, so this isn't an end-all be-all for me, so I'm going in open-minded. I will say that the one I'm looking forward to that we're gonna go see in May is the live-action Lilo and Stitch. I'm super pumped for this. This movie here, for live-action wise, I think is the critically acclaimed, worst received Disney animated movie. It's not doing well in the box office, and a lot of people are not liking it. I think there's also some controversy with the girl who's playing Snow White and her stance on a Middle Eastern war. I'm not here to pick a side or tell you what side is good or bad. I don't know enough about it, to be honest. I apologize. Yeah, so I think she's kind of getting... I think there's some issues with that as well. But I'm going into it for the movie aspect to see what I think of it. Myself, Lily, and the girls. So I'll let you go. We're going to drive to the theater now. I'm going to get my Boost slushie. I'm going to get my little Evan Williams Coke slushie that I get every time I go there. And I'm going to have a really good time and sing hi-ho. All right, it's off to the theater we go. No time for something. Gonna drink Boost slushies. Hi-ho, hi-ho, hi-ho. Bye. What's going on, everybody? Oh, let me turn those off so it's not loud. We're back. I'm only putting the camera on me because, for the most part, everybody fell asleep.
Technically, I was trying to stay awake.
Trying to stay awake. All right.
Yeah, I'm just like this. Oh, girl's dead. Nice.
So, I'm going to give my review spoiler-free. So, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm just going to give my take on things. So, going into this, I'm not a huge Snow White fan. I was never really a fan of Snow White. The only thing I liked about Snow White was the dwarfs. I thought the dwarfs are cool. I identified with them as a young boy watching a princess movie. I don't remember a lot of the stories, so I don't know how much has been changed or how much has been added. I do understand that this is a live-action movie from a animation that was like the early stages of animation, where they drew every single line, every single movement was drawn into it. It was flip book animation style. So I do know that there's a lot of things that they can't do and add to the movies that they can now. So they had to add more context and more scenes and more things. I get that. They added more music. I'm not a music guy, so the music wasn't my thing. But I don't think the music was terrible. I thought everyone sang really well. I thought the performance was really good. It gave me a lot of Wicked vibes.
Have any of the original songs in it?
Had the two I knew. Whistle While You Work and Hi Ho.
Oh, okay, the two dwarf songs.
Yeah.
Where was... at the wishing well, I'm wishing for the one I love.
Didn't they do that?
No.
Oh. All right, well, they didn't do the wishing song. Sorry. Spoiler alert, Lily.
Sorry.
I will say this. So, actually, I guess I'm going to give one spoiler away, but you can see it in the idea. So, they won't cast people to play dwarfs. All the dwarves are CGI'd. I don't like that.
But they all got credits as actors. There were people that they were
then they should have been
based
people.
off of. That's what I'm saying.
They should have been people.
It was CGI'd, but they were actual actors.
So the whole time
just CGI'd into it.
Terrible move. Don't like it.
Agreed.
So here's what I was thinking. Okay, maybe they're going to keep it to a really short cast, where it's going to be like soldiers, Wicked Witch, Snow White, Prince Charming, whatever the hell he is, and then animated dwarves to save budget our movie or not hire actors. But then there's a whole resistance army, all cast by humans, that are all there, and one of the people in the resistance...
Hey, I thought there was no spoilers here.
...is a little person. Like, so there's a little person in the movie, and he's standing next to a CGI little person.
Yes.
It threw me off. I thought it was stupid.
You woke me up for that part, yeah.
It was horrible. I thought it was really dumb. I'll put everybody in the shot. I thought that move was silly. I don't understand it. Now listen, once again, maybe there's a whole thing where I'm off base when it comes to like PC culture, and this is a good move because little people shouldn't be represented that way. I get that, right? But like, I mean, then maybe not make them dwarves. Hold on, I think there's a smudge on this. Maybe there's not. Maybe just the light is getting hit. All right, we'll put that back on. There's a light right here that's... I don't know. Anyway, you'll deal with it, people at home. All 3 of you are going to watch this. Anyway, so like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like the CGI'd dwarves. And like... No, let me finish. So I have a lot to get off my chest here. So then I also, like, watching the trailer, I felt like maybe there are some spoilers here. So I'm going to get a little more into spoilers as I go here. So if it's trigger or spoiler warning ahead. I thought the dwarves didn't really have... So actually, even as a kid, like, the animation made the dwarfs stand out. Like, oh, that dwarf is bashful because he has rosy cheeks. Oh, that dwarf is dull because he's the chubby one with glasses. Happy's always smiling. You know, they the only one, like, some of them blended together. Sometimes I couldn't tell who was who. The only 3 that really stood out was
Sneezy.
Well, Sneezy only stood out when he sneezed. When he's not sneezing, you're like, oh, is that Sneezy or bashful? Like, they kind of blend together. Dopey, Doc, and Grumpy are the only 3 that stood out. Dopey is my favorite. Dopey growing up was always my favorite dwarf. But like, he's the comic relief. He was goofy. He wasn't made fun of for being dopey. He just did dopey things that made people laugh, and he wasn't being laughed at. That was his quirk. Every dwarf had a quirk. And he wasn't the comic relief at all. He was almost like the pity case. Like, everyone was like, oh, he's cute, and we feel bad for him. And then, like, they completely changed the dynamic of Dopey so they don't offend people. That's what it felt like to me. And I'm not trying to be like PC culture, but like, it felt like they leaned heavily into PC culture a little bit here. And I'm not saying, like, once again, it's not like it's a bad thing, but it's like, you know what I honestly thought they were going to get rid of? The kiss. When she was, like, the kiss to wake her up. I thought that would have been like, oh, that's problematic. We're going to change. I honestly thought they were going to change that. They didn't. So they made Dopey not Dopey and made him sad and like...
What does Dopey mean?
Not depressed, but like...
But what does Dopey mean?
Like, he's just kind of quirky.
He's not smart. He's just a dope. Like, and that's...
So you made him a genius.
They made it more... No, they made him like misunderstood.
Anyway,
Okay.
I think they took away from the character. I don't know. I didn't like, I'm not saying that you have to make him special needs, but like, maybe he's just clumsy and he trips over. Like, there's things you could have done to make Dopey Dopey, and he could have still been the comic relief instead of being the charity case of the movie. Like, Dopey was the one who, like, when things got weird, he was the one that you would laugh and be goofy. Like, during the Hi-Ho song, the diamonds in the eyes. Like, they did scenes from the animation in the movie that I thought were cool. Like, the diamonds in the eyes, Dopey, like, that whole stuff where he's walking the wrong direction. He's swinging, he's hitting the axe with the handle. Like, I was like, okay, and then it was just like, one time a bowl of fucking oatmeal falls on his head and everyone's like, oh, sad Dopey. And then from that moment on, it's like, well, now we have to make Dopey feel included. He's been there. He's included. He's part of the fucking team.
He's got his name on a bed, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I don't think it was a bad movie. Preference. Snow White's not my favorite movie. It's not a go-to. I'm not a Disney princess guy. That glare is pissing me off. I'm gonna do that. But like, it's not my go-to movie. It's not my favorite Disney movie. So going into it, I didn't expect a lot. Gal Gadot, however you say her name, she was awesome as the Wicked Witch. A wicked, evil princess, whatever the fuck, evil queen. I thought she looked cool. I've never seen the Evil Queen movies, but I will say that I think she looked the part better than Angelina Jolie did when she played it.
Angelina Jolie never played the evil queen. She was Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty.
All right, well then, so here's the thing too. Sleeping Beauty and Snow White
completely different.
Growing.
You know what I think pisses me off about this movie? It gave more Cinderella vibes than anything else.
Okay. I think Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Snow White can all blend into the same movie. I think they all have very similar elements between the three.
I think Sleeping Beauty is my favorite. But I think hers was so different. She was taken from a baby, and then had to live this life.
And then goes into a coma and gets kissed by a boy to wake up.
Not exactly, but yeah.
But like,
I guess I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
Prince Charming never knew that Aurora was alive, so he's just kissing a dead corpse. Why would you do that?
I mean, I've seen.
He was told to. He was told that his kiss would break the spell. That's the only reason why he did.
Yeah, this guy just walked up and kissed a dead body in this movie. But I've seen people kiss dead bodies like on the forehead or like a goodbye kiss. I've seen it at open caskets. I'm just being honest. I think it's weird, but I've seen it done. Trying to think what else in the movie. So here's a positive. One thing I did like, because I feel like I'm being super negative. I don't think it's a bad movie. I thought it was booked. It was good booking. Like if you're a young girl and watched this and you didn't see the animation, like they said they didn't hate the movie. They enjoyed it, right? You guys liked it?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad movie. I think if you take a little girl to the movie, they're still gonna get the same experience. Maybe the older generation may not. My grandmother, who's a diehard Disney fan, and my Uncle Paul, they both enjoyed it. I think they took it for what it was and enjoyed it and I think overall it's a good movie. One thing I will say that's positive, that this movie did better than any movies that I grew up with, is when I go see a movie and I have that nostalgia and I want to see a character in a certain vein, in a certain light, in a certain outfit. I don't like when I get the X-Men and they're like, oh cool, you're gonna get an X-Men movie, and they wear suits that you've never fucking seen before. They nailed the costume design in this. I thought Snow White's dress looked like Snow White's dress.
Every Disney movie so far, they stick to the classic look. Like even with the Little Mermaid had the classic look, but the shells were still the purple.
Yeah.
The tail was still the green.
But like the evil queen, or like, she looked perfect. I thought I liked the fucking stained glass crown.
Looked like how she looked in the animation.
Yeah, even when they added the collars to both of their things, like Snow White got the collar, she got the collar. It was good. It was good booking. They didn't make her look villainous when she had to dispose of the evil queen. I'm not going to say how they. I don't know how did she get disposed of in the movie?
Like
in the cartoon, not in this movie. The cartoon.
She melts.
She melts in it.
She like disapparates. She just kind of
like Mother Gothel, how she just like
just like.
I don't want to say how they get rid of her in this one.
Probably doesn't even know who Mother Gothel is.
No idea. I thought when they turn her into the old hag, I thought looked cool. I wish they would have dipped the apple in green instead of the blue stuff. I thought that was a little quirk for me. But like, there's certain aspects of the movie too, like the shadow of the huntsman that you talked about before. That was in there.
So
when she's walking down the staircase and you see her go from the standing tall to the hunched over evil witch. I thought that scene looked cool, the transformation scene. The animated creatures looked cool. I thought that like when she's around and everything's vibrant and pretty looking, that looked cool. When the evil queen's around, everything's dark and gloomy. It wasn't horrible. Like, is it a movie I'd watch again? Probably not. I think this is a one and done for me. Just too much singing, to be completely honest. But I thought, I mean, like, if you're a kid and you want to see a princess movie with your daughters or your kids or anything like that, take them to see it. I think they're gonna enjoy it. The girls liked it. Can we see a cup? Just give me one cup.
Oh wait, hold it. I have an empty one over here.
We got our first cups, like special cups. So we got the Snow White on one side. We got the evil queen on the other. It's got the little Snow White. And then we got our first ever fancy popcorn bucket. So there was 2 tins, a plastic, and then a book.
3 tins. There was
2 tins, 1 plastic bucket, and then there was a tin that was like a square that looked like a storybook but had the mirror on it that was like holographic.
It kind of gave like mailbox vibes the way it was shaped.
The other, both tins, this one's the stained glass one that has Evil Queen on one side, Snow White, and then Snow White on it.
Full profile.
Full profile. The other ones were more zoomed in.
The other one was like
torso.
Torso, yeah.
Go ahead. The other one was I almost ate a piece of popcorn while I'm talking. That would have been stupid. The other one was like a holographic magic mirror. The other one will look like Snow White's dress. It had the yellow.
The mailbox looking one was like the holographic mirror.
Then the plastic one was
had like a geometric. It was a black background with like gold geometric little.
The two tins were cool. I thought the two tins were the better of the four. There is two new ones for Minecraft.
The plastic one is very. It looks like her dress. So it's like blue on top, yellow on the bottom with a big apple on it.
Yeah, I thought that one was cool. I almost leaned towards that one, but then you girls were like, "No, I like this one better." I think this is I think this is the best choice. I think the tin is better than the plastic.
I like the book one the best.
You like the book? I feel like the book one wouldn't have hold as much popcorn.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you get the free refills for the day, but you would have had to go out like 5 times during the movie.
Yeah, I would have. I think the special ones are fun if there's like an element to it. I wish they would have had like
the Beetlejuice one was cool where it was
like the tombstone.
The tombstone.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a lot of popcorn, but like it looks cool.
Right.
Yeah.
The theme of it.
Or like the chicken jockey one.
Chicken. Well, that's a cup. That was a cup.
But the zombie also holds popcorn.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So it's like a twofer.
Yeah.
Got you. I wish they would have had a poison apple cup. I thought that would have been cool. I think a missed opportunity.
They were supposed to have what was it? Enchanted apple slushy.
I think.
Yeah, maybe other theaters had different popcorn buckets, but the Cinemark, the one that we went to, that's what they had. Overall, I'll give the movie a 2.5.
Out of what?
5. Not a bad movie. I'm not gonna say I loved it, but I didn't hate it. It all made sense. It all clicked. It all did what it was supposed to do. I thought it hit the mark. Are you gonna score it or no? Because you fell asleep.
Can I tell the one part that I wanted to tell?
Yeah, the one part you stayed awake for.
For the record, I stayed awake the entire time until actually the Hi-Ho song was the last part that I like checked out for after that.
Yeah.
But when they are going into the forest, shot for shot, I really liked how they did it because it looked spooky. It looked so almost
Evil
Stranger
Dead.
Things. Like almost like she just stepped into the other world or the upside down. And like, but the way that it was shot, when I say shot for shot, if you go back to the original, the trees start like grabbing at her and it like gets tangled in her hair and you see her ribbon go through and everything like that. And it's almost like the trees come alive and eat her. And then all of a sudden, like she's just sitting there laying and she's scared. And then a deer comes up. And then she realizes, okay, I was letting my inner fears get the best of me. But the thing that was different about it is somehow she ends up going through a river or something.
She falls to the ground.
But like falls through it, and which is still part of the shot if I recall that correctly. But I don't remember her being in water though, like coming out wet. But I thought that was.
Well, she didn't wear the headband at all after that scene. The headband falls off.
Right. That's well in the original the tree pulls it out of her hair. Like she gets she gets scared and everything, she gets like tangled up in the trees. So you don't see the ribbon anymore after that anyway. Yeah. But between those two things, and I called it out. I'm just gonna say, listen for Mandy Moore's voice, and tell me later. Do you know who she was? You guys don't even know who Mandy Moore is.
She's in the movie?
Yep.
What'd she do?
She's important, but her credits are in the end. In the ending credits, she is credited for doing choreography for the movie. But she sings in the movie, in one of the songs.
Oh yeah? I didn't know that. Girls, what do you think?
Good.
Score.
Out of 5.
4.5.
4.5?
4.5.
Okay.
Hold on, wait,
Maybe a
pause.
3.
So pause. Let's think about this really quick. Coraline would be a
10.
You could
Out of
only go
5.
up to a 5. So Coraline would be a 5, right? 5 out of 5. So now with Coraline's her favorite movie. If Coraline is a 5 out of 5, do you still think that Snow White is a 4.5?
I said maybe a 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of like, because what really threw me off is like I remember I don't even remember watching it. Like I never really wanted to watch it, but I remember this one scene where she's on the well and she's going, ah.
Yes,
I didn't see that in the movie. And
That's
that is
the
what I
wishing
was waiting
song.
for.
Yes.
Well,
Where
they
she's
did-
singing for the
that they did that in the village with everybody else, and then at the very end they call back to it.
a live action one where
But-
she's like with her brother or somebody else, and they're picking apples, and then one falls down, and she's like, pick it up, and he's like, oh, it's just one apple, and then later it rots, and that becomes the poisoned apple. Didn't they make a movie of?
There have been so many I've watched Snow White and the Huntsman. I've watched what's the one with Charlize Theron? Or is that Snow White and the Huntsman? There's so many iterations of it.
This has been.
And this one, it like shows her in the bed. It shows her mom in the bed, and like she dies and everything. I don't remember much about the evil queen or about the dad, but I think the dad got like mad at Snow White, and I think the dad banished her instead.
Interesting.
I don't know, we're getting off point here.
So back to this, Elena. What would you give this one?
3.
3.
Is there any other Disney movies that you want to see live action?
I would say that I will watch this one a second time when I've gotten a little more sleep than the past few hours that I got. So I was just really tired by the time we got here. But
question.
I would like to watch it again though.
Is there another movie, Disney action, live action, you would like to see?
That I would like you to watch, or
No,
something
just
that hasn't come out yet?
been made yet.
Oh.
So here's the thing, right?
Maybe
I really
Hercules.
enjoyed Maleficent.
Hercules, good call.
I really enjoyed Maleficent, but Maleficent was done as here's the
You wanna see
deeper
the sleep-
meaning
you wanna
to
see
the I want
Sleeping
to see
Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty done.
Okay, how about you? You have a favorite
Don't
Disney
get me
movie
wrong, I loved the Maleficent one. But
that hasn't been done live action yet?
No.
No?
Tangled.
Tangled?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
We got to do Tangled. Speaking of Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore was
the deer made me think of like, oh, I think they could do Bambi.
She said that too.
I said, since when was Bambi's mom alive?
Yeah, and then I said the only animated cartoon movie that I don't think I could handle if they ever did live action, and I would probably stay away from it, is because it fucked me up as a kid. The Fox and the Hound. That's a sad ass
that's what
movie.
I was singing it to you.
Yeah, that's
You're
a
the best
sad
of
movie.
friends.
Lilo and Stitch is coming. I'm pumped for that one.
What about Moana?
I've never really seen Moana.
I actually really want to watch but I know it would have to be done in CGI. That's the only thing. But if they had the original cast members, Ice Age. I don't think that was a Disney movie, but Ice Age would be a good.
I want
one.
to see, while he's still alive, because you could do it, because he's getting older, but he could do the voice. Give me live action Oliver and Company.
Oh my god.
Give me some Billy Joel. Give me some Cheech Marin.
Oh my gosh, the little chihuahua.
Yeah, I want. So my two favorite movies are The Jungle Book, which I thought the live action was fun, and I even thought the Mowgli version that wasn't done by Disney was good too.
I still haven't watched that.
But then I want Oliver and Company. That would be my. Aristocrats would be fun too.
Aristocats.
Cats. I actually think that's being made.
That would be great.
I could be wrong though.
I hope that's being
What
made with
about,
little
Wall-E?
kids. Wall-E, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty much living that.
Yeah.
Everyone's just
And
getting
also-
fat and, not
That's
driving.
that's one thing I will say. Watching a movie of an evil person taking over, and you just want your kingdom to go back to normal. It's too on the nose right now. I don't want to make things political,
Wall-E is
but
like,
Jesus
You want to
Christ.
see Wall-E? Just look outside.
No, I'm just saying, like, it just in general, like watching Snow White, I'm like, I
fair.
can see how people are gonna fucking, they're trying to make it all PC, but you know what I mean.
Hercules is a really, really
Hercules
good one.
is supposed to be getting made.
It is.
Like, imagine having someone just be
Danny
radiating.
DeVito is going to be Phil.
That's good.
Like
I'm
in
so
the
excited
ending
for
scene
that.
of Hercules, just imagine someone just radiating light trying to go to the clouds, and it's like, nah, I want to stay here.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for our review. Go check out Snow White. Let us know what you think in the comments. What is your favorite live action movie that you want to see made that hasn't been done? Or what's one that was made that you liked that we should review next?
Doesn't even have to be live action. Any movie that you would want to see done.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Knuckle in High School. We're out of here.